Ahead of Ayatollah Khamenei's final farewell, has an alleged Iran-linked murder-for-hire plot sent shockwaves across Washington? As Tehran mourns its late supreme leader, are calls for revenge growing louder within Iran's security establishment? Has a shocking assassination plot targeting Donald Trump on American soil triggered fresh security fears? Is U.S. President Donald Trump, and Team Trump, no longer safe from alleged Iranian threats, even inside America? As Trump threatens a one-shot strike, has Mojtaba already positioned Iran one step ahead of Washington's next move? New intelligence claims have alleged that Iran's Quds Force has formed a special operations unit known as Mukhtar for covert missions. The Quds Force, the foreign operations arm of Iran's powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has been placed at the center of the report. The report further alleged that the Mukhtar unit is plotting assassination attacks against senior U.S. officials. U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly among the high-profile figures identified as an alleged target. The report also claimed the unit operates with the support of Mexican cartels as well as members of the Iranian diaspora. Its alleged modus operandi involves deploying members of the Iranian diaspora inside the United States to carry out operations. These serious allegations were first reported by Israel's Channel 14 news network in an exclusive report. The report has not been independently verified by Hindustan Times at this stage. No official confirmation of these claims has been issued by the United States, Iran, or Israel. These allegations therefore remain unverified and should be treated as claims pending official confirmation. On July 4, Iran's Foreign Intelligence Ministry also vowed to avenge the killing of the late supreme leader. Iran's intelligence ministry has vowed to avenge Ali Khamenei's killing amid the funeral ceremonies, turning grief into a powerful call for retaliation. Tehran blamed the US and Israel for Khamenei's assassination, according to Iran International, and said only revenge can heal the wounds of the Iranian people. The ministry pledged retaliation against those it holds responsible for Khamenei's death, raising the tone from accusation to open threat. The statement also reaffirmed loyalty to Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei, signaling that Iran's leadership wants to project unity and continuity. Iran vowed revenge for the blood of Khamenei and other victims of the strikes, framing the conflict in deeply emotional and uncompromising terms. Tehran referred to the clashes as Iran's second and third imposed wars, accusing Israel and the US of waging war against the Islamic Republic. The ministry said its pursuit of revenge would continue under Mojtaba Khamenei, suggesting a long-term response rather than a one-off warning. The statement was released by Iran's state media on Saturday, July 4, 2026. Iran will begin 6 days of state funeral ceremonies for Ali Khamenei on July 4, launching a tightly planned period of mourning that will dominate the nation's calendar. The late supreme leader will be laid to rest on July 9, after a series of nationwide ceremonies that move his coffin through some of Shiite Islam's holiest cities. Officials expect millions of people to line the streets for processions across Iran during the state farewell, turning each city into a sea of black banners and flags. Tehran's mayor has suggested the capital alone could see up to 20 million mourners pass through over several days, a logistical and security operation on an epic scale. Authorities say parallel mourning events in Qom, Mashhad, Najaf and Karbala are also expected to draw huge crowds, extending the farewell beyond Iran's borders. Iranian officials insist the ceremonies will demonstrate national unity after months of war and crisis, projecting an image of cohesion around the new leadership. The mourning events will move from Tehran to the seminary city of Qom before the final burial in Mashhad, following a symbolic route through Iran's religious heartland. The state funeral is widely seen as Mojtaba Khamenei's first major test as supreme leader, setting the tone for how he will handle both symbolism and security. Mojtaba has not yet appeared publicly since assuming the country's top leadership position, leaving many Iranians wondering how visible he will choose to be. Observers will watch closely to see whether Mojtaba leads the main funeral prayer in Tehran, a moment that could cement his authority in front of millions and the cameras. U.S. President Donald Trump has come under fresh scrutiny after claiming Iran's leaders could be taken out in a single shot. Donald Trump said he could meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu next week after the NATO summit. Trump told Axios that he and Netanyahu get along very well and said the Israeli leader knows who the boss is. Trump said Netanyahu had requested a meeting at the White House during his upcoming visit to Washington. The meeting would be their first since February, following the joint US-Israeli military strikes against Iran. Trump said he was closely monitoring the funeral ceremonies for Iran's late Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. He claimed Iran was begging to make a deal after the recent US-Israeli military campaign against Tehran. Trump said negotiations were paused during the mourning period and claimed both sides avoided strikes during the funeral. Trump also questioned the public displays of mourning, suggesting the tears seen at Khamenei's funeral maybe were fake. Axios reported, and I quote, "Trump claimed the Iranians are begging to make a deal, but said both sides decided to take a week off from the talks until the events around Khamenei's funeral end. In the meantime," he said, "neither side will shoot at the other. They are all there. One shot and we can take them all out. But we are not going to do that because then we would have nobody to negotiate with," Trump said. He added that he was surprised to see some Iranians crying at the funeral, saying he thought people hated Khamenei. "Maybe it's fake tears," Trump mused. Unquote. Meanwhile, Israeli influencer Hanania Naftali publicly took a swipe at Trump over his comments on Iran. Naftali rejected Trump's claims of showing restraint during Iran's official mourning period after Khamenei's death. He argued that leaders who believe they must be kind to their enemies are unfit to lead a country. A classified report reportedly warned that up to 3,000 people could die during Khamenei's funeral, setting off alarm across Iran's security establishment. Die Welt said Iranian authorities are preparing for a possible mass casualty event, turning the funeral into a worst-case scenario operation. The report cited a classified Iranian document sent to senior government officials, suggesting the state is planning for the most dangerous outcome. Authorities have reportedly drawn up emergency plans for a worst-case scenario, fearing the crowds could spiral out of control. The document allegedly projects 1,500 to 3,000 possible deaths during the ceremonies, a staggering figure that has intensified concern. The claims have not been independently verified by other news organizations, so the reported figures remain unconfirmed. A special unit has reportedly been created to manage the dead and missing if disaster strikes during the funeral events. Thousands of graves have reportedly been prepared at Tehran's Behesht Zahra cemetery, in case the situation turns fatal. A municipal employee claimed the prepared graves already exist and are ready if needed, adding to the shock around the report. Officials reportedly fear huge crowds and extreme heat could trigger a deadly disaster, especially as thousands gather for the ceremonies. Funeral ceremonies are expected to continue across Iran and Iraq over several days, stretching the security challenge across borders. Khamenei is scheduled to be buried in Mashhad after the week-long funeral, marking the end of the state mourning process.